sports fans, and thank you for listening to State of My Sports, where we talk about State of Michigan sports and State of Michigan beer. If you aren't following us on social media yet, please do so by searching State of MI Sports. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast along with our YouTube channel so you do not miss an episode. For even more content, check out our website, stateofmisports.com. Before we get into the episode, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. The Hops Brewing Company and Cafe is the official brewery of State of My Sports. Siciliano's Market helps us pick out the best Michigan beers for each and every episode. Also, Caleb from Mac Web Design helped us get our website created. So check out all of our sponsors and let them know that we sent you. All right, Kyle is trying to talk to me here. What's going on, Kyle?
Oh, sorry. I said I don't think you checked the camera. I'm only half on camera.
Oh, you want me to adjust it?
Sorry, we're checking
You can jump up
Robinhood
and adjust it.
accounts here, so hold on.
Jump up and adjust it real quick before we get too far into it. If you could. You want me to?
What? I don't know how to. I'm not.
All right, I'll do it real quick. You do a quick little intro. Tell everybody what we're talking about today, Kyle.
I got a show sheet here.
Yeah, guys, it's episode 84. So we will have some quick thoughts. According to Sam, we're going to have some quick thoughts. We will believe it when we see it.
Nobody buys it.
Nobody buys that it's going to be quick, but we will have some thoughts on the Lions. And before doing our overdue season preview of Michigan State, I cannot read the way you write, Sam.
can't
Your
either.
brain
I can't.
has a certain way of writing things
See,
down.
Now I said this weeks, probably months ago, and Sam was
Like years ago.
back to me, came back at me like, you don't know how to read then, and I'm like, I can't read the way you write. What is all these asterisks?
I don't know.
Nobody
And
knows.
we have like several thoughts here with
yeah,
no
Oh.
punctuation.
So run on sentence. Yeah.
Several thoughts.
Do you know what a comma is?
Separate the ideas.
Right. We will have some fun asterisks.
We will not have
asterisk.
very much fun with the way this is going.
Make our picks against
No,
the spread,
all right.
and of course,
And of
So the
course.
fun topic today is going to be we're going to pretend to be time travelers. Remember, because it's National Time Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. So we're going to try to do something. I don't know. It was kind of a last minute idea that we're going to try to hit, but
We'll see
we
how
always
long
kinda
the
go to
Lions
that.
talk.
We always go to that
Yeah.
National something day
We-
to try to
probably have to cut that whole segment.
get the segments. Which one, the Lions?
No, we'll have to
Oh, yeah,
cut
we're-
time travel
we'll-
because of the Lions.
We'll wait till next year for that one.
No, Sam's gonna cut
Or
this
actually
segment. That's
come
going on right
back,
now.
come back next week and it'll be the same day because we're time travels. We can change.
Oh, there you
See
go.
what I did there? All
Let's-
right, but
I
anyways,
see what you did. I didn't
yeah.
talk
So you
about
guys told everybody what we're going to be talking about today.
it. Yep, you're good.
All right, sweet, good to
Bare-
know.
barely.
I am Sam Waltart. With me today, we got Ryan Waltart and Kyle Fossey. Micah is out. What is he doing? I think he's
got school.
studying for school. Yes, exactly. It's an
So-
online class, so that was my first question: is why are you prepping for a test that it's
That you have the
online?
answers for.
That
Yeah.
you can just Google the answers. I would assume.
Or like ask somebody. Don't people? They do that nowadays,
Yeah.
right?
Right, well, he has
Yeah,
a book
yeah.
in front of him, right? I would assume he could just look up all the
Not a
answers.
paper
I think
copy.
I was just posting on Instagram too.
Was he real? Oh man, what a little punk.
So we'll call it a vacation. How about that? That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I like it. I like that. I like the way to.
Since me
you
and
guys
Ryan
think.
probably both won't be here next week.
Yeah, I'm more focused on that than anything else. I was trying to figure out
Very distracted.
what we're
Right.
gonna do next week. But anyways, how was you guys this week? You guys, Ryan, what'd you guys do?
This week or this
This
w-
week,
last
weekend,
weekend?
whatever you want to talk about. Let's talk about something.
I hung out with you for one
Just
night.
talk about
Yeah,
something.
it was nice.
Yeah, it was the first time in a long time that we just kind of
What'd you guys do?
We sat around the table and
Yep.
drank wine and
Where?
played a game. What game was that?
yeah. Never would I ever.
Never have I ever.
There
I
you go.
think. Which is the actual
Ryan was
card
thinking,
game.
never
We
would
were-
I ever play this game again.
All right, so it was not never. It wasn't like that goofy one that you played like on the bus or anything like that.
Truth or dare?
Truth or dare? Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was just different.
Yeah.
We didn't really learn a whole lot about each other because we're related, but
we know a lot. Yeah.
we knew pretty much everything. But
It was fun though. Yeah.
a lot of dirty questions that was just like, yeah, that doesn't really fit the way we grew up.
Yeah. Exactly.
But anyways, Kyle, what about
See
you?
this Royal Caribbean stack?
Oh
my
my
gosh.
gosh.
That's a good one.
I actually own a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit.
I don't own a little. I don't own tons of any of this, but I bought it at 40.
I
Wait,
did
no, I
too.
have
I bought it at
Norwegian.
42.
I have
but
Norwegian,
sold it.
not-
Norwegian's up today too.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, what?
Sidetrack.
Weekend.
Yeah, what'd you do?
We didn't do much of anything. Did some stuff around the house. We got our hot tub. You almost
That's
spilled that
right.
beer.
I know. I was looking for my pen.
You got a hot
My
tub?
blood
Yes,
was
we
on my
ordered
pen.
it like 20 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
How long have I had that concrete poured?
You were nervous about it too. You're like, I gotta get this poured. I gotta get it poured this weekend because this could be delivered next week, and it wasn't.
Well, yeah, that turned into a big fiasco. When everything pushed back, and then a lot of that stuff is made, whether it's made in China or Mexico or places that have been in lockdowns, or California is another one.
America.
America.
So dimensions of the hot tub. What'd you get?
Ooh,
You know,
92 by 92. Was that
8 by 8?
8.5 feet by 8.5 feet. It's a good sized tub.
So how many people?
It's like an 8-person.
8-person?
It was the biggest one.
Sounds awesome.
This like style or series. Like a lot of people.
So my first house, we had a hot tub that we actually never filled up with water, except when it rained. Then it filled up with water. But we our bedroom was so small in that first house that it was literally the size of the hot tub. That was the big joke. In the backyard, the hot tub that we never used,
Right.
never had water in it, was the size of our bedroom.
Oh my.
I didn't know you guys even had a hot tub.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't use it. It's not
We
like
never
he's-
invited you over to that house.
Yeah, that's true.
Unlike this
I think
house.
I was
we invited
there-
you over.
Right.
I was there when
You can't stop
it was
him.
time to
He's across the
move.
street.
Why was I there when? Because you needed help moving or something. No, I did something. I don't remember what it was. I think
Yeah,
it
you didn't help me move.
No, I
would've
didn't help
remembered
you
that.
move. Yeah, that's
No,
true.
You would not be the guy that.
This is the longest non-podcast discussion in a long time. But you guys are probably really enjoying this. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
this isn't-
refreshing.
This
I'm
isn't
just
what
trying to
we're
avoid
doing.
going to the Lions.
I'm trying to figure out why my head, why I sound so loud right now. You just turn up.
Your volume's pretty high.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I like where we're sitting. But
Okay.
That baby's heating up right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
So you got all the water in it.
Water's in, but then something was wonky, and I couldn't get it to work. I had to run home today and meet a guy over there, and 2 wires were like crossed in the control panel.
Oh, jeez.
That'll do it.
Yeah, so like a
Gotta
hot.
heat it up, right?
Yeah, Micah probably could have fixed it, but yeah. So now it was like, it's like 70 degrees now. But earlier yesterday, I am trying to monkey with stuff in it, but it's full of water,
Yeah.
and I had basically had frostbite in my arm.
Oh yeah, because it's probably freezing
It
water.
took me
Yeah.
hours to get I'm trying to run it under hot water, and it was that was pretty miserable. But
That
I
sounds
think
awful.
we're heating now. I think we're good to go. So
That's good. When are we invited to come over and do? We could even do a podcast from there, or is that
we could set up
From the
right
hot
there.
tub?
from the hot tub?
I'm
That
game.
would be one you guys are interested in.
Let's see. We poured the concrete.
I wouldn't have to force you to show up.
We
right now.
also we did the that fire pit too.
Oh
So
yeah,
that was
that's
nice.
a nice.
That got
yeah.
used
And you got
throughout
the,
the summer.
You got the lights up too.
I
which is
did
nice.
hung
Yeah.
those. Yeah, I can't. I'm not a handy person, but I'm very proud of myself for hanging lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it'll probably burn my house down at some point. But
As long as you get your money's worth. Before
right?
it
Yeah,
does.
enjoy that hot tub.
Exactly. All right. So I did want to talk a little bit about the Lions again. Set a timer so we can. No, don't set a timer. But
Yep. How much time you want?
basically, I just want to talk a little bit about it because this was supposed to be a Lions-free episode, but they won. They won 34-30 against the Bears. A nice little comeback there. They were down 10 pretty much every time you looked at the scoreboard. It was like 10 points, 10 points.
Even
Wait.
with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, 4 minutes left. Came down. Stafford had that awesome, was it 98-yard drive or something like 94 maybe. Doesn't matter.
It was incredible. Yeah.
That got him within 3, and then the fumble. Aquara got a ton of pressure on
The strip sack thing.
Trubisky. And first of all, why are they throwing the ball? Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
But thank you. And
Well, you can trust
we
Trubisky.
got the ball. We got the win. I mean, it was cool. And I really just wanted to focus on the way that they played, the way that these guys didn't give up. I thought was interesting.
It's good to see.
And it was very good to see. And it tells you a lot of what these guys were looking at with
Who do they have
Patricia
this week?
in the way that they were playing. The Packers.
Could be trouble.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm expecting it to be some trouble.
We kind of we saw this coming though. Last week when we had the picks, I think
Yeah.
everybody picked the Lions in
we
this
all
game.
we all did pick the
And-
Lions in that
Yeah,
one.
and I said I never would again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of the season, but I'm like, I feel like they play up. I feel like they'll. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they're maybe glad to see him gone.
I thought so too. They looked like they were playing for their head coach. They looked like they were playing for each other, which is a lot to say for this team because they did not do that leading up to it. And of course, I think the big picture, it's like, well, man, why didn't we fire him 2 games earlier? Because the game against Carolina, the game against Houston, like if we had other coaches there, we could have a 1-game lead in the playoff right now because we're only 1 game back.
This is the guy who
Yeah.
the last time has said like, "Don't fire him." Like,
Never,
no,
I never
don't
want
fire
I
him.
know,
No,
I know,
you don't fire a coach
I
mid-season.
was
You don't
loyal
fire-
to
yeah.
fault with that one, which is normal
That's
for
good to
me.
hear.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
good
right
to-
there with you.
it's
I was
good to
there
hear
with
you say that.
Osmus as well. I just I wanted it to work so bad, but I don't know. It was nice to see Stafford had a really good game. 400 yards or 402 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, which was a little brutal. But anyways, it was nice to see. And you know,
And
if
he
this
beat
team,
Chicago.
yeah,
That's great.
beat
Yeah.
them, I like it. I never complain about wins at this point in the season until they're mathematically eliminated. I'm not going to cheer against them. That's for sure. So
Are they or not?
they are not.
They're
No,
not.
they're only 1 game back in the playoffs right now, and they have a head-to-head over the team that they're 1 game back from.
Cardinals,
So,
right?
Cardinals. Yeah.
He's gonna get all excited here in a few.
There's a
minutes.
really good chance if they
There's
win
a
this game,
really good chance.
you guys are going to be really happy that you're not here if the Lions beat the Packers, because I'm going to be drooling. I'm going to be 6 at midnight like it's no other going into that podcast.
You're gonna be walking funny.
Drooling.
But anyways, it is time to introduce our Michigan beer for episode 84. But before we do, I want to remind everyone of our partner, Siciliano's Market.
Is that the time?
They are simply
Yeah,
Hold on.
2 minutes.
the
in
best
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. Lions talk.
beer
Wow.
store in West Michigan.
That's his best ever.
Yeah.
Located on Lake
I'm
Michigan
close.
Drive, right between Grand Valley State University's main campus and downtown Grand Rapids. Wherever you live in West Michigan, it is worth the short drive for what they have to offer. Whether you know what you want or need some help from their expert staff, Siciliano's Market is the best place for that. They have, obviously, a massive and up-to-date inventory of craft beer from across our great nation. But they're also individually priced, so you can mix and match to build your own six-pack.
Mix it.
So try it all. They obviously,
All.
yeah. I mean, they also
Try
have
every one they
every
have.
single one. Let them
Do
know
it.
State of My Sports sent you.
I mean, you really should. Yeah.
Walk out with
They should
one
give you a
of-
T-shirt if you try every single one. or
Every
something.
single
Yeah.
beer.
Like your picture on the wall.
Yes,
plaque.
yeah, that's
yeah.
what I mean.
That'd be awesome. How many beers did you drink? They're like the hot dog thing at.
And then you get a free one of
corner
each
bar.
one. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
0 to 10 grade.
You have to do it in one sitting.
But they also have specialty wines, spirits, ciders, coffee, tea, tobacco, and cigars. Obviously, they also have the largest selection of homebrew and winemaking in West Michigan. That was awful, but
Supplies.
supplies.
They have
That-
supplies
That is
for
what
those.
you need. Yep, you need the supplies.
If you're looking to do those things, call these people.
Yeah,
or go see them.
they'll put
sorry.
you in the right point in the right direction for sure.
Well, they are. They are.
They
the
are
right
the
direction.
right direction.
They're right here.
right there.
Right here, yeah.
that
That's
aisle.
us.
That aisle right there. We love that they're a part of the State of My Sports family, and it is who we trust to help us pick out our beer for each and every episode. So please check them out and let them know that we sent you. Kyle, you want to start off
trying to-
with your beer introduction, or do you want me to pass it to?
I'm right in the middle of sending a text message.
Oh, geez, sorry. Let me
Sorry,
just
I'm
pause
I'm
everything.
just, totally
Sorry, guys,
kidding.
on the Facebook Live. We're gonna have
Totally.
to restart the whole.
I have a Perrin.
Yeah.
Perrin. It's called Call Me Hazy. It's a citrus IPA. Some Call Me Citrus twist, lemon spark, the zest of the party. Instead,
Oh, I see what they did there.
just call me hazy. I like that. Yeah, a little play on words there. Yeah, from where are they? They're Comstock Park, technically. Or
Yeah, I
what?
believe that sounds right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Um,
so. Right on Alpine.
Yeah, yeah.
Right off Alpine, technically, but
It's right in the way.
Right, right there. You'll find it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I can't read the. Sorry, 5.7.
5.7. Yep, that's a good number to know. Ryan,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
what?
7.5.
Yes, thank you.
It's a 7.5.
he just predicted dyslexia.
Oh yeah. Hold on a second.
Right? Yeah, like I read 7.5, but then my mouth just said 5.7.
Nice. All
Okay.
right.
All right, so I'm drinking Red Rye IPA from Founders. This is their IPA brewed with rye. It's a 6.9 percenter.
Or 9.6.
You know
Depends
what?
on
It's,
how you
If you're me,
it's
I've heard
actually a
both
six.
ways.
It's actually a 6.6. So
Okay.
I messed it up somehow. I had something else.
Holy
yeah,
smokes.
on
You've
mine.
turned the 9 over. Mistake.
Yeah.
Is it really
How did I
6.6?
do that?
But you
Yeah,
said that- wow.
6.6. Yeah.
Wow, I got a lot of pressure here, nailing both of these percentages here.
Go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
But nothing
drinking
else.
Haitian Revelry. Haitian Revelry from Middle Coast Brewing Company, which is
Revels.
handcrafted in Traverse City, Michigan. It is a Dunkel style beer with toasted pecan. pecans. I mean, 7.2% alcohol by volume. Did I read it wrong?
He doesn't know how to say the word. Dunkel?
Dunkel.
Dunkel.
It's Dunkel.
Yeah, it's Dunkel, man.
Dunkel.
You got to trust yourself. Don't listen to me. Trust yourself.
All right. Yeah, all right. I wish Micah was here
Wait.
between us. To just...
He's going to jump across this table and strangle
All
me.
right.
It's awfully
But
chatty
one-
today, too.
Yeah, I know, right? Both of us.
Yeah.
No,
You
it's
caught
fine.
me and Ryan
not
both
gonna
on
be
good
good.
days.
I mean,
good.
it's a basketball episode, so it was going to be like a 30-minute one unless you guys weren't. So
That's
that
true. Yeah.
works that way. All right. So one thing that's cool about the can is it says "Twas the night before Christmas" and all through the camp.
Twas?
Isn't that what,
Twas?
isn't that what it was?
It's the worst.
Oh, twas.
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 You're putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
We're just making the wrong sound.
Anyways,
Words are hard.
it has a Christmas.
You know what? That's a good
ugly
beer.
Christmas sweater.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
good.
And
You
I thought that was
can taste the
creative.
toasted stuff, whatever you said it was in there.
The nut, what was the nutty?
pecans?
Yeah.
You know, I like to call them pecans.
Pecans?
Pecans.
I've heard pecans or
Right.
pecans.
I just say pecan. People go crazy
Pecan.
about it. They don't know what I'm
It's
talking
the
about.
worst of
love
both
it.
worlds.
For some reason, people really enjoy it when I say pecans. I'm not. That's not a word of a lie.
Alrighty. All right. So the other beer that we are going to be all grading is the Brown
Okie
Bag
dokie.
Special
Okie dokie.
from Watermark Brewing Company. It's in Stevensville, Michigan. I mean, it kind of explains itself here, right? It's a brown bag special. It's a Lions fan with a brown bag thing of.
Oh.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
It's an IPA. It's a 7.3% alcohol by volume. So we will
Where
dig
is
into
that?
that one. That is in Stevensville, Michigan.
What brewery?
Watermark Brewing Company.
Yeah, we've done that before, right?
We've done a few of their beers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done this one though. But
Cool.
yeah. Let's jump right into some Michigan State basketball. This is when I just walk away, right? Kyle, you got this or what?
What's that?
He's texting.
He's still texting. Who is he
I'm doing
texting?
work. It's like, yeah. People bug me at all hours of the day.
I spent 6 hours waiting for a text back yesterday, and you're texting during this?
Because you need to
You
text
could
me.
not be doing anything.
When you text me at night, I get right back to you.
If
We
you-
traded a ton of messages last night.
Yeah, we did.
If you texted him right now, he would answer.
I would answer you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
You never know.
Probably not.
But
yeah.
anyways, we're gonna preview Michigan State. Kind of just like we always do. We're gonna name some players that to keep an eye on. And obviously we're a couple weeks in, so we're gonna talk about what we've seen so far as well.
Yeah, this should be a fun one.
A lot of
'cause,
excitement.
Yeah.
this is a really good team. There's a lot of good players.
The best team in Michigan, right? Is Michigan State basketball.
It probably is right now.
Yeah.
In all aspects. I mean,
Yeah.
Lions
They might
are
actually-
coming off a win, so they're challenging for that. But I would give it to Michigan State.
They might actually beat Michigan or beat the Pistons too. Actually, I mean, Pistons
Yeah,
are so young.
there's a good chance.
That's true. Yeah.
But anyways, Michigan State, they went into 2019 ranked as the AP number 1 team, and after early struggles, finished the 2019 season on top of the Big Ten and up to the number 9 in the final AP rankings. They finished with a 22-9 overall record, and we're looking to earn a number 1 seed. I think if they had a good showing in the Big Ten tournament before things got shut down. I think basketball is a sport that you can kind of look at. It's more about who you lose and who you gain. So, what are some key players that Michigan State lost that are worth bringing up?
Huge ones.
Yeah, 2 huge ones.
Yeah.
Who
Both
do you think?
both
those
drafted too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're-
Cash and X and Xavier Tillman. Yeah.
Yeah, so Cassius Winston, Xavier Tillman. I mean, those guys were basically their offense last year.
I think.
In a lot of ways.
Winston's like the 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he was the. Did he win the Player of the Year, the AP National Player of the Year? Or was he like one vote off or
That
something?
is a really good
He
question.
might have.
Zion might have taken it from him.
Well,
now that I'm thinking about it.
Zion was
Zion
gone
was
last
gone.
year.
Yeah, I think he did. Hold on. I'm
I
looking
don't
it
know.
up.
I don't know. That's a really good. Look that up.
Oh, last year's no, that was Dayton's guy. That was
it?
Yeah,
Oh, yep, that makes sense.
yeah.
All right, but anyways,
Yeah,
then
sorry.
some key returners as well. They have Aaron Henry, Josh Langford, Rocket Watts, Marcus Bingham, and Gabe Brown. I think you're going to be deep. You're going to have some good players there that are coming back. But then you also have the additions, Joey Hauser, who is a transfer from Marquette, and Maddie Sissoko. Is that how you say that?
Sissoko.
Yeah.
Who's a freshman, true freshman. That he's gonna compete here. So Ryan, I mean, what do you think you've seen so far? With these few games. So they're 5-0. They beat Duke on the road, which is awesome, and they did it very well. They did it last week Tuesday. We were watching it, or you guys were watching it when we were trying to podcast. But hey, I mean that.
You beat Duke.
They beat Duke.
Yeah.
That's a good.
At
So,
Duke.
I remember you saying that this is going to be a really fun team, really
Yeah.
exciting team.
Yeah.
So what?
I
Overall
think they're built in a different Michigan State kind of way. They're almost built like the early 2000, like the national championship team, where physically they match up really well against the elite teams, the Kansas, the Duke, North Carolina typically, but Kentucky even.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're going to play a team this year. They will not look overmatched athletically, and that is the difference this year compared to last year's team, which had a really good collection of players, but they were very young. They were very, senior heavy, and then very, very young. Well, all those young guys stepped up, and they are. I mean, we'll get into it in a second, but a lot of these guys, I really love the way the team is designed. Rocket Watts is this point guard, but he's a scoring first type of point guard. He's not a Cassius Winston where he wants to give up the ball in his hands. Like the ball is moving a lot more than it has the last couple of years. And actually they're playing him off the ball a lot. And Joey Hauser seems to be somebody that flourishes with the ball in his hands and decision maker and passer. So you've got all of these big time playmakers, really, really great athletes, skilled shooters as well. And then you get your big guys are these really skilled athletes that thrive with the ball. It's almost like the Draymond Green where he could be in the middle of the paint and still running the show from there. And you just never really know where he's going to go next. And mix that with a guy like, Rocket Watts, who has way more athleticism than Cassius Winston ever had.
Yep.
I think it's just they complement each other really well.
Yeah, no, I think that's really exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your expectations? Kind of not expectations, but like, what have you seen so far?
Yeah, I would start by saying it was a huge disappointment for somebody like Cassius Winston of what happened last year, right?
Yeah.
It was such a bummer. I mean, because I don't know what he'll turn into in the NBA. I don't think it's going to be a huge.
Are you talking the way the season
season
ended before
ended.
March Madness?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what
They
were built for.
They were
they're playing some really good ball.
and they'd had some losses, but then at that point, like they ran off a bunch of wins at the end there,
And they were leaders. They were built on leadership. They were built on experience.
Yeah.
And this team is not built like that. But
no.
man, do they handle the ball well?
That's what I was going to say. I think this team is built very different. When Cassius would come off the floor last year, it was like, okay, let's just hunker down. Like, not always, but like a lot of the time, like, okay, let's hunker, because he was the general. He was the leader. And that's why I was really excited about last year, because it was just like, okay, you had that, like almost like you had this general out there that was going to, who knows what would have happened. Fine. This team's different.
Yeah.
You got a lot of scorers. You got a lot of athleticism. It's not different, but it's like they've come one more year into it with Aaron Henry, with Gabe Brown, with Marcus Big, like Rocket Watts too. He was so young last year.
Yeah.
And he played like it. He was a little out of control last year.
When that was kind of you'd have that sometimes when Cassius would come off the floor and he's running the show and you're like, okay, like what?
Yeah, it got messy. Right?
It got messy. I'm very excited. I am.
Yeah.
I will say one more thing. I think one of my favorite things about this team is in the last couple of years they've been 6, 7, maybe 8 players deep, where they were always having the same group out there. And if it was an off night, it was an off night. It was an on night, they were tough to beat. This team is built differently in a lot of different ways. Rocket Watts was not starting to the first couple of games of the season. You had
this year you're saying?
Foster Lawyer,
okay.
starting at point guard, and he's a good game manager
For sure.
He can shoot the ball. He makes really good decisions, but he's also like 5'10", not a good athlete at all. So when they play a team like Duke, he didn't start. They took Foster Lawyer out of the game. He barely played that game because they knew he would have been overmatched athletically. And so instead, then you had Rocket Watts take over, and it was the right move. But this team is built with they're 10 to 12 players deep. Like even their big guys, like Julius Marble. Julius Marble is a stud. Like against Duke, he flourished. The next game after that, he was awesome. He had scored like 10 or 12 points in like 8 minutes of play. Those are the kind of players that they have. Malik Hall, another one, you're not going to hear about these guys' names. They're very, very talented. They were actually really highly recruited, and they're fighting for just a spot. They're fighting for 10 minutes.
So it sounds like, basically, depth is always a good thing for Michigan State. They generally have that. But what it sounds like they have is more high-end talent with that depth.
Yeah.
Like, you have guys that can take over a game at any point.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I think depth was a concern to me last year more. And I think because a number of these players have come along a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of the names I just said. And then you had Rocket Watts, who was brand new to this, who was like, so when you get those second string out there, it was like, just try to circle the wagons. Just try to hold on till we can get Xavier Tillman and we can get, everybody back out there. Where I agree, I think you've got 10 ballers on this team now.
The athleticism is going to be, you're going to see the difference.
And even just talent. Yeah.
And I think it translates against any team that they're going to face because they can match up in a lot of different ways. You bring Marcus Bingham in the game, he's 6'11" and the longest human being you've ever seen in your life.
I think this is going to be a big year for him.
Yeah, he blocks. If he was playing full-time center minutes, he would have 7 blocks a game. He's incredible.
He's a breakout player.
And he's so long. And even Kithier, like, he's one of those centers that just does his job. He's always in the right place, the right time, rebounds because he works really hard. But then again, you get the Julius Marble, the Malik Hall, where they're bigger bodies. And so if you need toughness, if you need strength to move people around at 6'9", 6'10", those are your guys you're going to go to. If you need the height to match up with some crazy, athletic freak from Kentucky, then you bring in Marcus Bingham and you can guard him that way too. So there really are no holes in this team, except if Rocket Watts gets a little bit out of control, or if he gets in foul trouble, that might be their biggest downfall.
Nice. So they started preseason ranked 13th. So we've seen them go 5-0. Obviously, the big win against then number 6th ranked Duke, and really looked really good doing it. Hauser has come in and averaged 14 points per game. Watts 13.6, Henry 11.6. They both have had a nice start to the season, and with the win, they moved up to 4th overall, or 4th ranked. Which is a really good start. I think that's exactly what you would hope for Michigan State. So I do want to talk about players more in depth. That way we're going to name a breakout player. Don't forget about rebound, dark horse MVP, under the radar, and then we're going to end with some just overall expectations of what this team should be. So can I start with? I'll just start with my breakout player. I'm going to start with Rocket Watts. I think it's kind of an obvious one in a lot of ways. He was an all Big Ten freshman selection. He finished the regular season with 16 starts and 27 games played, averaging 9 points per game while adding 2.3 rebounds and 1.7 assists. I think you kind of, like Ryan already mentioned, he's not the distributor that's looking for the pass first. He's gonna take his shots when they're there. In 22.3 minutes per game. He was 4th on the team in minutes played, which coming off the bench says quite a bit. 2nd on the team in 3-point field goals made. He made 34 of them. He scored in double figures 11 times. He came back to MSU to be the guy, and I think that's the key. Is he came back. He could have gone in the NBA draft. He probably would have been drafted higher than Cassius, probably potentially. But he decided to come back because he wanted to be the guy, and I feel like that's why I think breakout player that he stands out to me in that one. Ryan, do you have a breakout player?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go because Rocket Watts is, I think, the most obvious pick. It does make sense. I'm going to go with Gabe Brown. One of the guys I didn't even bring up in my little spiel there at the beginning, and he is playing the role off the bench right now. So I think he started maybe one of the games at this point. Gabe Brown is the most athletic guy in this team. And not only that, he's probably the most natural shooter as well. Spot-up shooter. He's got great talent. He's a lefty. He jumps out of the gym. He's like 6'6" or 6'7", 6'8" maybe even. I mean, he's got an NBA type of body. And when he's on the floor, he is electric for that team. He can restart the team when they need it the most.
Yeah.
And if I'm picking him for breakout because not to say that he's going to be the leader of this team, but if something did happen to one of the guys, he would step in and probably exceed expectations and be a better starter than that the guy who is missing.
Okay. No, that's very important to have, and if he can accept that roll off the bench too.
He actually reminds me of like Jaren Jackson. Remember Jaren Jackson a couple years ago? He was drafted third overall, second overall
Something
to the
like that,
Grizzlies.
Grizz.
He was quiet at first, and as the season grew, it's like, okay, this guy's talent is too good to overlook. Like, he is our go-to guy.
That's why he went so high.
That's why he went so high. He was just too good, and his body just was a mismatch no matter who he was against. I feel like Gabe Brown is kind of in that role this time around. Maybe more of an obvious kind of NBA body than the other, though.
Kyle, do you have one, or
I gave you mine already.
Yeah, you did.
Marcus Bingham.
All right.
Yeah. I just with that size, that length, that athleticism, still like
He can shoot.
he that's the thing. Yeah. Ben Simmons esque. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But Ben Simmons can't seem to shoot the last couple of years. So
Yeah.
like,
I guess it kind of don't forget about player. I was gonna go with Joey Hauser. I think everybody was hoping that he was gonna play last year when he was transferring. They thought that he was gonna get that automatic or the quick exemption to play right away, and he probably would have started. But obviously, that's where I was like, don't forget that this guy's coming in. He's really good. He has high degree of on-court intelligence, whereas he can find the open shot near the basket, where Watts and Langford can distribute the ball to him for an easy made basket. I think this dude is going to be very, very important to this team.
He is so talented with the ball in his hands and off the. I mean, he makes the right basketball move almost every time.
Yeah, that's great to have. It's very important, especially when you're losing a guy like Cassius, who's the guy with the ball in his hand that you know is going to make the right decision. Sounds like you have a guy. I'm not going to call him Cassius or any, and it's a completely different position, correct? But anyways, it's like if you have someone that you can trust, that's so important, and he sounds to be that guy. Sounds like he's going to be that guy from Michigan State. Ryan,
my don't forget about player is Aaron Henry, and he was the third wheel on last year's team in the last couple of years, I guess.
Yeah.
He is 6'6". He is the best defensive player in the Big Ten. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he wins Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. And he guards the best player every single night, like the most talented, gifted athlete on the other team. Aaron Henry is against them. I think this team, his downfall has been if he is relied upon to be the main scorer every single game. That's not his role. That's not where he flourishes. He flourishes as being the defensive stopper and scoring, because he is a very talented scorer too, but scoring when it's available, when it just comes naturally in the game,
Yeah. Kyle, is there someone that stands out to you for that? Langford.
I mean, because I hope everything works out great. I don't have a lot of faith, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my problem with the last 2 years with him. But like, it's kind of like don't forget we still have him.
Yeah.
Like,
no, yeah.
And he could shoot.
He can shoot really well, and he's doing really well right now. But yeah.
No, and that's why I actually had him as my rebound player. Because it's not that he's been bad and he's got a rebound from that. It's just the health.
Yeah.
The health issues.
Yeah, for sure.
I read a stat. I mean, he hasn't played a regular season game since December of 2018.
That's it. Yeah.
And
that's kind of why I was like, don't forget about him.
Yeah. It definitely
good.
fits both in that way. I mean, the dude, he was, I think, the second leading scorer or something like that in 2018.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's
shooting the lights out.
Really
he
good.
Is crazy good.
Yeah.
If he's healthy.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, and it sounds like he is so far.
Yeah.
He's going to be a very good bounce back player or rebound player, whatever you want to say.
Either one's fine.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going with rebound player.
Is that my cue?
Yeah.
All right, rebound player. I will go with Rocket Watts. I think last year, again, he did have a good year. He performed, but I don't think that's his nature is to be a second fill to anybody. So I think this year he's in to prove to NBA scouts. Really, I think he wants to get drafted next year.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of friends. He was really high up in like the AAU circuit in high school. So he's got a lot of friends that have already been drafted or will be drafted this next year pretty high, and I don't think he wants to be left out. So this is his breakout year. I think he's going to rebound from his out of control kind of craziness last year and all the energy.
What it was with him. He seemed that's a great
You
way.
think he was
too much
just
energy.
trying too hard?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a freshman,
sure.
right?
And being so new to it, yeah.
And it's just hard to do when you're not getting the minutes that a starter would normally get. This is his team, for the most part.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels like. The team will go as far as he brings them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's his time to shine. I think he's going to rebound a lot.
Kyle, do you have anybody else, or is that kind of where you were leaning as well?
Rebound?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of I agree with both of you guys. Like, it was an interesting one for me because I saw you put Joey Hauser for 2,
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
so I was gonna put
Don't forget in rebound.
Langford for 2
Yeah, it kind of fits. Yeah.
because I hope he's what he was.
he definitely has the ability to
For
be that
him,
guy.
like how heartbreaking for him as
Yeah.
as a basketball player. You feel bad for the guy.
Yeah.
I feel like come March he's going to be the guy standing in the corner hitting some major game-winning shot. Like he'll just do that.
That'd be nice. That'd be
Being a
nice.
senior.
Yes.
That'd be nice.
Yes,
All right,
it
so dark horse MVP. I went with Joey Hauser. I mean, I already kind of talked about him. I just think, I think he's a good fit, and he's exactly what this team wants to be. And I think he's going to shine a lot. So I think he's going to kind of be that dark horse MVP coming in as a transfer. He's not that high end recruit that you get excited about, but I mean, he's very talented, very good basketball player. Anybody else, Ryan? Who comes to mind for you?
No, I agree, Joey Hauser. I think he's the perfect fit in this system, and I think he complements everybody else's game around him. And of all the people that are out of control and crazy and have that energy, he is the most controlled, not non-energetic guy who just does everything right. So
Yeah.
I think he's the perfect fit in this group.
He's going to probably be a quiet leader.
Yeah, it seems
If
like
that's
he
fair,
already
right?
is.
Yeah. Kyle
Sorry for all the reasons Ryan was just talking about.
and me.
Aaron Henry. No, what do you say about Aaron Henry?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I just think he can do so much defensively. He
Yeah.
he can still shoot. He's still he was my guy for that
Yeah.
one.
Well, we've named like 3 or 4 people that are
that-
really the most important players on this team already.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what makes
Yeah.
them special.
Yeah, that's why they're going to be
Is anybody
be there in the end.
Is anybody hoping Langford goes down again?
I mean,
No, totally kidding.
Gabe
Whoa,
Brown, right?
man.
Gabe Brown is no.
Got darker.
That's totally dark. Yeah,
Man.
it did get dark here.
Anyway, I don't know where the comments are, and nobody's even watching them because Mike is not here. Sorry for that if you guys are commenting. But under the
check.
radar, I went with Gabe Brown for all the reasons Ryan kind of brought him up. He's one of the most athletic guys on the team. He's going to be the projected 6th man, but as soon as someone goes down, he's going to get a lot of minutes. I think he could get some starter minutes as well as his confidence grows. I don't know. I really like what his ability is there. He's very athletic, and I think that's the key with this type of team.
this one I struggle with because there are 3 guys that I'm trying to decide between. It's Malik Hall, Julius Marble, and Marcus Bingham. And they're all bigs, but I think the group collectively are the most under the radar group because together they're always going to have a huge impact on the game. And we need one of those guys to step up every single game to be a game changer. And I think they all will.
true.
And one's weakness is the other one's strength. So
Yeah.
they're going to complement each other. I'm picking all 3 of those guys.
He took 3. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man,
a
I mean,
power move.
He just took yours and Micah's, so that's it, right? We're done.
I just want his 3. Yeah.
Good bet. I'm gonna win this somehow, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So overall expectations, I kind of wrote some stuff down here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jump in when you guys want to. But I don't think it's fair to go into the Big Ten regular season and say title or bust with how deep the Big Ten is.
It's a good conference. Yeah.
But I mean,
It feels
I
that way.
feel like Michigan State is kind of at that in this era that they're at. Tom Izzo, I don't know if he's technically on the back end of his career, but he's set a precedent to. It is about the Big Ten titles. It's not like a Big Ten title or bust, but that's what makes it a successful regular
kind of
season.
is.
That's the only thing that'll make it a successful regular
Yeah.
season, in my opinion. If that's a fair way to look at
I mean,
it.
they have like 5 teams in the top 25 right now, and undefeated Michigan team that started in the top 25 is not in there.
Yeah.
So this is a great conference. You have Michigan State moved up to number 4. They're still not number 1 in their conference. Iowa's ranked 3rd overall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Iowa's not that good.
I do think Michigan State, with all of their regular season championships, they are the Kansas of the Big Ten. They are the Dukes or North Carolina where people expect them to get the championships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somehow they always end up there. Last year they shouldn't have been there. the way they were playing early on, they shouldn't have done that, but they just do because
Sure, they
they're
have 9
so
losses.
competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Big Ten will beat up on itself. None of them will probably be too far up to challenge like a number 1 Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that because the conference is too good in the
Yeah.
long run.
No, because you're going to see the same thing as last year, where the team that wins the Big Ten regular season is going to have 8, 9, 10 losses.
Yeah.
And
I really think they will.
Yeah.
so I think the expectations, yes, to win the Big Ten championship, because those are the expectations that Tom Izzo has every single year.
Yeah. Yep. So do you think that they're going to be battling for a number 1 seed, or do you think the Big Ten is just going to beat up on each other, kind of like I already mentioned, that the highest Big Ten team, let's say a share of a Big Ten regular season title, wins the tournament, is more of a 2 seed? I guess, like, what should we expect going into something like that? I
think
know
they-
it's hard to say.
I think they will. I think they will compete for a number 1 because the committee for basketball has more say in just kind of like putting who they think are the top 4 teams in the top 4, because the records don't tell the
Yeah.
story.
Yep.
And I think a team like Kansas is not as good as they normally are. I think a team like Duke they're not as good as they normally are.
Yeah.
And North Carolina, they've been struggling the last couple of years. So I think the powerhouse teams that know how to win, the programs that have been there, done that, and they expect to do that, they're not as good as most years in that way. And so last year we talked about it a lot. College basketball in general did not have that supreme team. This year Gonzaga kind of looks like that right now, but other than that, it's like the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the other top schools sprinkled in.
Yeah. Kyle, I mean, what are you expecting?
I think
We're talking going into
discussion
March.
for number 1 seed, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so. I think expectations are high. I think
Yeah.
this is a team that,
Rightfully so.
yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think Iowa falls off. I do.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of funny here because
Illinois is tough.
as we were sitting here talking
There's
about
so
it,
many.
it's like I think everybody expects Michigan State to win the Big Ten and be a high end
Yeah.
team
Seed.
seed going into it, and like you flip the script to like Michigan football, and I know I probably shouldn't be doing this, but it's like
They're terrible.
Well,
the
they're on the show sheet.
but like the expectations like
too low.
are there for both schools like at the same level. I feel like for Michigan football, the expectations are the same as Michigan State basketball.
That's a
But
good
when
analogy,
Michigan
yeah.
State basketball doesn't reach those expectations, it doesn't take like I don't know. He doesn't take as much heat. The I don't know.
Izzo?
Yeah,
That's
Because
because
it's-
they win Big Ten championships.
yeah, I know that, and I know the reason, but it's like I don't know. I feel like it.
That's because they've done it though.
I know.
He's actually done it.
A lot.
Right? Yeah.
He's like
I still don't think it's
third
fair.
in Final Fours.
Yeah.
Or
Right. Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
And
So-
has a national championship and a ton of Big Ten titles. Where your buddy Jimmy H has
No, I think Michigan football should strive to be in Michigan State basketball shoes.
I do too.
They should strive to be there, or even Michigan
That
basketball.
hurt Sam real
No,
hard.
no, I've said that for a long time.
Say that. Say it right now.
Compete.
Michigan State is
Wait, no.
Michigan State basketball is Michigan football. They're the same.
That's not what
They're
he
the
said.
same thing.
That's
not
not
what
what
I
he
said.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's, exactly. I knew he could never
Not
get those words
performance-wise.
out.
Anyways, tournament expectations obviously hard to do. I mean, Elite Eight, Final Four is where they should be. Obviously, things get crazy, and you don't. I don't want anybody to like, oh, they're gonna do this or that because you don't even know anything.
I don't.
It's a
I
Final
don't know
14.
nearly enough, but you think it's a Final
It's
Four
a
team.
Final Four team.
I don't think you ever start there though, because you get to the Big Ten championship, and then after that, it's a one and done deal, and that it's March Madness for a
Ooh,
reason.
It is gnarly. Yeah, I take back everything I just said. Ryan
It was
is
so
the-
easy to convince you.
Ryan is the voice of reason. Don't you have some other sweet?
There it is.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to move into the
Double
University
dipper.
of Michigan basketball preview. In the first few games that we've seen so far, last year Michigan finished 2019 season 19-12 overall and finished 9th in the Big Ten, going 10-10. It was not what Michigan fans hoped for from Howard in year one, but at the same time we kind of expected it with the talent he was working with. The solid recruiting class, as the solid recruiting classes start trickling in, which he's shown that he's got something going there. I think we'll learn a lot more about Howard-led program, basically. So I actually don't have the subtractions and additions. I ran out of time last night, but I know that we lost our point guard. What was his name?
Yeah, Xavier Simpson.
And is that pretty much it?
We
I couldn't
lost.
think of anybody
No,
else.
we lost the center, the big center in the middle.
Tresky?
Yeah, Teskey.
Teskey. I was close.
Yep,
Testes.
you were. Yeah.
Not bad. Not
Test,
bad.
testes.
Testes.
I think it's pronounced.
I wanna correct one thing though. Last year's season.
I knew it. I'm just trying to bait you into
I
doing
knew
it.
you could, and I was like, oh boy.
Then I tried to make a point in the middle of it and ruined it all. No, I think last year though, they had a much better season than the record showed, because Livers was injured for a lot of the year. They started off great against really good competition, and I think Howard proved that he can coach in this league. And more than that, he
I
can
do
definitely
too.
recruit.
Yeah, I think it's still up for debate if he can coach. I think it really is. I think the start was bad. We all know that.
He's got 4
But the
wins.
way he responded, I think was eye opening, and I think put guys like me. It made us quiet, basically. The guys that were questioning it, they were like, "Okay, he can coach." To what level? I think is now the next question. He can coach in the NCAA, no question about that. But can he be in conversation with some of the best?
Tom Izzo.
Can he be Michigan's Tom Izzo? That I think is what I personally want to know.
I think he's trying to be John Calipari.
Yeah,
He brings in the top of the top and doesn't really have to coach him that much.
yeah.
Go get him, kid.
I don't
Like,
disagree
Right,
with
You're
you.
better than them.
Yeah.
Do you like that version?
I love the
or-
dynamic of Michigan State greatly. You know, the coaching ability of Tom Izzo versus the hey, go get him, kid. You're better than everybody else.
Yeah,
I do too.
I think that would be a lot of
it
fun
will
for a lot
be.
of
Yeah,
years.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I agree with that. The additions, Ryan. Do you happen to have any additions there that you can bring up? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
well,
was-
Hunter Dickinson is the 7'1" center, and he was the prize possession in this year's recruiting class.
It's a big boy.
Let's remember when next year's class is ranked number 1 in the country for Michigan.
Yep.
This year's class was not ranked number 1. It was a very good recruiting class, mostly because of Hunter Dickinson.
This time last year, it was top 3, I believe, and then we lost a guy to Arizona State, I think it was, and then one to
and
the G League.
one to the G League, who's
Yeah.
supposed to be one of the top draft picks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of looking at that, being like, "Oh man, come on, man! You should have just
right.
they might not even have a G
there
League
probably is
season,
no
man.
G League at all.
Yeah,
I
Come-
think-
you can
Right.
still come to Michigan. You just
Yeah.
need to get 0 grades at all. They'll make you play.
just
just pass
enroll.
your COVID test and you're good.
Just enroll and wear a
That's
mask.
all you need to do.
It's the only test you need to pass. Okay, your COVID. But so Hunter Dickinson, he's good. He is a very, very talented big guy. I think he's actually better than Teskey already
Yeah,
as
I
a freshman.
Like, he looks the part. He looks more. I know he's not massive, but
No, he is. He's 7'1".
No, I meant like too thick. Like he's not
oh yeah.
terribly thick. Like he's not like a Zion thick, but he's way bigger than Teskey ever was. At least watching him on screen, he looks
Yeah,
he looks like a man compared to Teskey looked like a high schooler all the way through his college career.
Yeah, you're right. And the difference between the two is their feet. So Dickinson can move around. He can actually move his body and get his feet moving. Teskey was one of those 7-footers that was obviously a 7-footer. With
Yeah.
slow feet. You could go around him if you need. Yeah, is he going to get block shots? Yeah, because he's tall, but not
Yeah.
because he's a good athlete.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference with Dickinson too. With the other additions, yeah, they have. Let's see, what's their point guard's name? Smith.
Yeah, Mike Smith.
Yeah, Mike Smith. Their point guard. He's a transfer from
Columbia.
Yeah, and he's a player, man. He's good. He can shoot. He handles the ball. He's short. I think he's like, he's 5'11". So he's not. So actually, he's not going to match up super well against maybe some of the other teams in the league. But what he does have is quickness. He has decision-making ability. He can shoot the three. He gets to the rim, and once he's there, he makes really good decisions. So
Yeah.
that helps a guy like Dickinson out, in the center, in the middle there.
For sure.
And then they have another transfer. What's the other transfer, Sam? I think you wrote him down, right?
Did I write it down? It's not Brandon Johns Jr., is it?
No, Brandon Johns Jr. is a returner. I should have had this ready. I don't know.
No, it's all right. Let's just move into a little bit about like where they started and where they're
Terrence
at now.
Williams.
Terrence Williams. Okay.
Yeah.
Preseason they were ranked 25th. They 4-0, but no good wins yet, and needing overtime to beat Oakland 81-71, I think caused them to drop out of the top 25, which is why they're still not there. They're going to be next week as long as they take care of business in their other games. But Livers has led the way early on, 16.3 points per game. And freshman Hunter Dickinson that Ryan was just talking about is averaging 14 points and 7.5 rebounds. Again, it's early, lesser competition, but that's exactly what you want to see. As I mentioned, they're already unranked, but so far I think they're taking care of business the way that they need to. I think one thing I thought about that Oakland game is it looked like there was a lot of learning going on, and they ended up winning by 10, which was good in overtime. But I mean, you had the blow up with Livers against Howard. Like they're finding their identity now, and I think that's really good to see because it took them a little bit longer last year to find what they were going to be, and that's when they started playing good ball. And Howard became a better coach, at least, but from the eye test. If you can get rid of that now, I think that's really good. In the first 4 or 5 games, if you're learning a lot about your team, learning a lot about your leaders, that is only going to be good, and it'll change things quicker, I think, and you'll become more of a more mature team before it's too late. Basically, is where I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, and I want to make a correction. Chaundi Brown is the other transfer. He's another guard, and he has 2 games. One game scored 18 points, one game 19 points, the other one 9, and the other one 5. So might be one of those up and down kind of guys, but definitely high upside.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the players. Ryan, do you have a breakout player that kind of comes to mind for you heading into this season?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mike Smith. This is a guy who averaged over 22 points last year.
Yeah.
And the decision was made where he could play immediate eligibility for Michigan, which was huge for them.
Yeah.
They're losing Xavier Simpson, and you can already see that this is Mike Smith's team. Like, he has the ball in his hands, or it's Isaiah Livers. So I think Mike Smith is your breakout player.
Nice. I actually went with Franz Wagner. I think he's poised to have a breakout season in 2020. I mean, he had the start of the season last year slow. It was slow because of the broken wrist and all that stuff. But once he found his groove, I think he showed the flashes that we hope to see. It was a little bit. I mean, flashes is the right word, I think, from what we've seen from him.
He has so much talent.
But the talent and the way that his brother developed from, was it year 1 to year 2, I think. Like, that hope right there is basically why I think he could really become a breakout player, because we saw it with his brother. And I think we saw early on more flashes from Franz than we saw from Mo in year 1. And that's where I'm like, okay, this dude could be a good player here soon. Hopefully not too good, because I think he could be even better in year 3. I don't want him to leave it too early, but you never know. But that's kind of where I'm at. I think he could become one of the better players in the conference very quickly, as long as he continues to mature. Kyle, do you have any for these, or just
I would take Livers.
Livers?
I know he's already kind of a household name, but I think he really comes on strong this year.
Yeah. I think it'll be good for him.
And so far, he already is.
Yeah, that
So
he decided to come back. I think it's going to be good for his draft stock and just him in general.
He's the leader of the team.
Yeah.
And I think he excels this year even more.
Yep. All right, so don't forget about player. I actually went with Mike Smith. I mean, the way I looked at the don't forget about is transfers. I feel like you can forget about those guys very quickly because you get hung up on recruiting grades and top 100 and blah, 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 and all that stuff. So that's kind of where I went. Ryan, you already kind of explained what he does. I mean, he averaged 22.8 points per game last year. Or was it last year? Would it be the year before?
Yeah, it would be last year.
Columbia. And 4.5 assists. He adds another scorer for the Wolverines that I think is very important, because I think that's one thing that they were really missing in those games, that their defense didn't carry them. They just didn't have enough scoring to put teams away, and why they lost, what was it, 12 games last year was because their scoring was not there. I think he's going to bring that and the leadership that you kind of already mentioned, Ryan. But is there anybody that you wanted to bring up so people don't forget about?
Yeah, I mean, I think Eli Brooks, he was going into last year. Last year was his time to shine. That's where everybody was with this team. He was going to be the leading scorer. Everything was going to be on his shoulders. He was going to star and push to be a first round draft pick. It didn't really work out that way. He had kind of struggled, but I'll tell you what, if you're going to face Michigan in the let's just say like the Sweet 16 or something, and you have one game against a really talented team, he's the guy that could go just absolutely nuts and hit 8 to 9 3-pointers in a game and win it for them single-handedly on the offensive side. So I think he's the guy that people will worry about game to game over the course of a season. Not the best pick for something like this because he doesn't have the best shot selection at this point. The ball is out of his hands more than it's in his hands.
Yeah.
But game to game, at any time, he could have that breakout performance.
Nice. Kyle, did you have anybody that you want to bring up here?
I had Wagner here. I don't know. Last year he was good. Don't get me wrong, but he's kind of a nucleus. He's kind of a core to this team. He did have the injury. He did have the, and I think this year, kind of like what you said, he could really come along with going from that year 1 to year 2.
Yeah.
I think it could be a good year for him. So don't forget about him.
Yeah. All right.
Would
So
never.
Right.
all right, rebound player, Ryan. You want to start us off with that one?
Yeah, rebound player. You surprised me. I'm actually gonna pick Wagner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he should be the guy with the talent. I feel like he's not his brother. He doesn't have the same attitude that Mo had. And Mo was aggressive. He got the ball in his hand and he immediately wanted to do something with it. It could be passing, it could be shooting, driving, whatever it was. Franz has a lot to learn, so I think he's a little more timid in that way. He has all the tools to be a very, very good player and to be an NBA-type player, but he still has some makeup inside of him. I think that still needs to develop. I think he will, in year 2, figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Well, freshman year, he just looked a little raw and a little bit like, I don't know, it was tough for him to get going in the season, and as a rebound player, that's what I want to see from him. I want him to know who he is on this team and take his role seriously because he could have a huge role on this team.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I actually went with Brandon Johns Jr., though. I think he shined last year, but I put him as the rebound player mainly because, he didn't seem to win. He didn't win the starting job, and I feel like it's more of a rebound from the start of the season to what he could become, what he could do as the season goes on. I don't know. I don't know a ton about him, to be honest with you, but I think he's going to be the sixth man that is going to get a lot of playing time and a lot of minutes, and it could feel like a rebound player type thing. I don't know.
He's pretty good for a decently athletic big guy. He can move his feet. Like he can shoot. He has a lot of basketball skill, so it could come together for him.
All right, so let's move through these last few here. Dark horse MVP. I went with Livers. I know it's not really a dark horse because he should be, but basically, if this team's going to be successful, it's going to be Livers. Do you guys have more? Yeah, it's going to go through him. Do you guys have more of a dark horse type feel that I couldn't come up with, or no? Do you think it's going to be that guy? It could probably be even Wagner. Right?
Wagner.
I was actually going to say Wagner if he can turn into the killer mentality that his brother had. If he develops that in this season,
He needs that attitude.
Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah.
needs to have that killer instinct, and if he does, this team will take off, and he will be the dark horse MVP. So, do I expect it to happen? I don't know. I think it might happen in like year 3 for this guy. I'm still the jury's still out on him in my mind, but I really hope it does, and he could be the MVP if he ever gets that kind of mentality.
Yeah. All right. So under the radar, I went with Hunter Dickinson basically because he's a freshman. He's 7'2", 255, and early on looks solid against lesser opponents. But the big body, he's going to be important in this team, or on both sides of the court.
He is 7'2". I said 7'1" earlier.
Yeah, I saw 7'2", but I could be wrong. Maybe he shrunk.
Yeah,
He's
Maybe
seven,
he's
probably wearing
he's probably doing his own
7'1"
line.
and a half.
Oh, is that what
So
it
he's
is?
right
7'1"
between.
without
So he's
shoes,
actually
7'2"
7'4"
with.
then, right? According to
My
Yes.
my
scouting.
skill, yeah.
The way
how I do
scouting
things,
works, you
yeah.
always add
5'10", I
two
promise.
inches. Get your tape measure out and
Yeah.
prove me wrong.
I dare you.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going. He's really not under the radar, but it's so
I had the
hard
same
with
one, though.
basketball, though.
I had the same one just because you don't really know at this point. He's a freshman, but yeah, you don't hear a ton about him right now.
Well, it's all
I mean,
perspective. For Michigan fans, you know about him, but Big Ten in general,
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
out.
Good
That's
point.
that's a good
Good
way to
point.
look at
I
it.
agree with
Yeah.
you guys.
Do you have some? Is that who you're going with then?
Yeah, that's what I'll go with.
All right. So overall expectations of the Michigan Wolverines basketball season. I mean, you currently have Ohio State, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Illinois, MSU, and Iowa ranked in the top 25, and Michigan isn't. So based on that, I mean, finishing in the top 10 would be a successful regular season. I think. Like if you just look at it that way, you're
Top
moving
10
up from
nationally.
No, sorry, I meant like in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Is kind of where I'm going.
Oh, they'll
here.
be top 10.
You're way under.
No, sorry, I said top. No, top 5 would
You
be a
said
success.
10.
Oh, there you
sorry.
go.
Based on
Start
everything else.
over. Wait, hold on. Start over.
I'm gonna
Explain
read
what.
it all over
No,
again.
no,
or
don't read it. Just explain what you want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, if they
Good
can,
point,
if they
yeah.
can get into the top 5 of the Big Ten, I think that's a successful jump up in a pretty successful season.
Very.
Agree.
I could see them going higher than that.
They'll do
as
that.
well.
They'll
Yeah.
do
You
that
think
more.
they will get top 5? I hope you're right.
In the
man.
Big Ten, I
They're
do.
they're a good team. I think Howard has a way of making these guys win somehow too.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
I really do.
All right.
and you got some good talent.
If they can find themselves in the same conversation as Illinois and Wisconsin, that's a really successful season for this team.
Yeah. So expectations kind of heading into the tournament. I put with like a 5 to 8 seed. It really depends on where they finish in the Big Ten, how the tournament goes. It's really hard to tell. But one thing that I wanted to point out about the schedule here is they're going to move up pretty quickly because
They are.
they don't
Yeah.
have they're not playing a top 25 team until Wisconsin on January 12th, and then they have a nice easy-ish schedule again until they play 5 straight top 25 teams
That's gonna be
Um,
tough.
starting February 6th to February 21st. So that part of the schedule is going to be very tough, ending with Iowa and Michigan State. But I mean, you're going to move up quick, and if you steal a game or two out of these teams that are obviously ranked ahead of you now, who knows where things fall in line? But you have an opportunity to get high and not drop off as long as you take care of business.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see them finishing in the top 15 nationally. As long as they take care of business and
Finishing like that is tough. Like that if
sorry,
they
and I
have
mean-
that
I mean
schedule
heading
up
into
front.
the tournament as well.
Yeah,
so
no. If they have that difficult schedule up front, and then they finish their
you
season with
think
a
that's
bunch
a
of
better way
wins,
to go?
I mean
Yeah.
that usually leaves a
That-
good taste in your mouth. But
That'd be the better way to go,
unless they pull it off.
Unless they pull it off. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. Unless they pull a couple wins out of that
Yeah.
thing.
And that's where I feel like Juwan Howard is going to be
Which they
successful.
could. They could.
Is he? I don't see them going on a massive losing streak. You know what I mean? Like they have the talent and they have the coach that's gonna light a fire under these guys' butts before it really hits the fan, and you lose those 2-3 in a row that kind of set you back. You're gonna win a game that you're not expected to just because you have the talent and you have the guy fiery and
yeah,
leading the way. I think.
and I know
with Juwan.
And I don't really know all the X's and O's with Juwan and exactly how he coaches yet. We're
Yeah.
1 year in on this
Yeah,
thing.
it's very hard, and not even a full year either.
Exactly, yeah. And we don't know if he has designed what he has designed so far based on the personnel or what he really believes in. So we'll find out more about that. But what I do know about him based on what the comments that players have and his interviews so far is he's a really, really good motivator for individual confidence. Like players really do believe that he makes them believe that they are a really good player
Yeah.
and that they match up really well against whoever they're playing with.
Yeah.
And so he has them in a good headspace before these games. That's what I know. I don't know exactly if the plays are drawn up perfectly or if the offense runs better against certain teams. I'm not sure about that. We'll figure that out. But I know that person to person, that's the reason he's a good recruiter, is he also has these guys with high confidence going into their games every game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun year.
Yeah, and really the tournament expectations for me, like I didn't put a seed on it because you never know the way that everything's going to fall in line. especially with a team like Michigan that you don't know how it's going to fall. Basically,
Yeah, and I don't know about that
but
Oakland team that they almost lost to
Good team.
earlier. They must be from California, right? Out there in like middle California.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody
I
knows
don't
where they are.
Yeah.
ever.
Oakland, California.
Oakland,
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's
They're-
ever gone to that. Spot.
Right, I don't either. They're
At
very
least worth talking
underrated.
about.
All right, now I'm hurt. but,
Yeah, you
Now
started
you
it.
hurt
You
me.
started it.
Well, you took it to a
I
different
know.
level.
I'm sorry. But my tournament expectations and what I really want to see is
He
the type of coach.
Terrible,
the-
terrible athletics at that school.
Yeah, terrible athletics.
Not even just basketball.
You should see their
specifically
baseball
baseball.
They're terrible. Always have been.
But I want to see him win a couple games in the tournament because I want to see
Really
what
stop being
kind
a
of
team
coach.
player.
especially,
Sorry, Sam.
especially catchers.
We don't have to talk about basketball.
All conference, baby.
But anyways, I want to see a couple wins. I want to see the way Juwan Howard coaches these players, this team. What type of coach he is going to be in those type of one and done type scenarios. We didn't get any of that last year.
This is a Sweet
We didn't
16
get it.
team, minimum.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I think they could be, but I also could see them losing first round.
But
Like,
I just
and
called
it-
it.
I don't see them
You're
losing
right,
the first
King
round.
Kyle.
I
Yeah.
no, you know what? You said that about Michigan State earlier about the tournament finish,
Mhm.
and I didn't really like that. But for Michigan, I think they really are a Sweet 16 team,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think that should be the expectation. Yeah.
Beer, man. I don't know. It's silly. Yeah, it's fine. But what we're going to do now, we've had fun talking some sports. We talked some college basketball. So today, I think it's today. It might be tomorrow.
So
It
now we're
doesn't matter.
talking Killian Hayes being the starting point guard of the Detroit Pistons, right?
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
what we're talking
right.
about.
Exactly. We're going to talk Pistons and
Full Pistons breakdown.
we're going to talk about them soon.
Oh,
I think
okay.
the
We
season
don't need
starts
to.
Friday, right? Preseason's Friday.
Something like that.
I
Yeah.
think preseason's Friday and like
No,
2
preseason.
weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow is opening day. I think.
Yeah, because they're on like day 8 of training camp. I think.
that what it is?
6,
Yeah.
6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting to see what they do, but basically, so today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter because nobody really cares.
Well, it depends on what day you
Is-
listen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
2030.
National
Right. Yeah.
Pretend to be a Time Traveler Day. Who knew that this was a thing? When I get desperate, I start Googling things, and I find some really weird things, and that was one that I found. Is this week is National Time Traveler Day. Pretend to be a National Time Traveler Day. So we just decided to last minute try to come up with a little segment here. So what we're going to do is one of us is going to pretend to be a time traveler, and then the other two are going to basically going to interview him, and we're going to put him on the spot to answer questions. I'm also going to try to keep an eye on the Facebook comments. I'm very, very bad at that. I'm not going to pretend that I'm good.
You want me
but
to
I'm
try?
gonna- yeah, if you
All
could
right,
try
I have to
to.
sign up for
So
Facebook
if you guys
first.
have
What is Facebook? I need
you
to
guys
download
have-
the app.
if you guys have questions for so to start, Kyle's going to be our time traveler.
I'm the first one.
Yeah.
Oh.
To know what 2030 is like
So I'm in
please-
2030.
Yeah.
I'm from 2030.
you're from 2030. You're
Okay.
in 2020.
Right.
So here we go. I don't know what to do here, but anyways, Kyle. All right. So today with us we have Kyle Fossey. He's actually claimed to be a time traveler. He says he came directly from the year 2030, which is 10 years from now. I mean, Kyle, when you left,
Right.
what day was it? Was it actually? I mean, I don't even know what day it is right now. Is it December
Tuesday.
8th? December
8th. Yeah.
So was
same
it
day.
December 8th? Same day, 2030. What is going on?
Same day.
Are you guys getting ready for Christmas? What's up with that?
Yeah, we're getting ready for Christmas.
Is
Things
Christmas
are
still a
crazy.
thing?
Christmas is still a thing.
Okay.
So that's a
All right.
that's
100% a
progress.
thing.
Yeah.
They can't take that away from us, no matter how hard people try. Things are better than normal. I
Yeah.
would say.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, right now we're in the middle of a pandemic. So
Right.
obviously you lived through that
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Right.
But, I mean,
I did live through it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, do we have a lot to look forward to? Can you
A
tell us that?
ton. Yeah.
Okay.
Pandemic's totally over.
Oh, good. Was there a
10
second?
years from
Was there
now.
a second pandemic?
No second pandemic.
No. Oh,
because
really?
there wasn't a second election.
Oh, really? Well, that's good. That's really good to hear. So wait. So who is the president of the
Correlation.
United States right now?
Right now, Kanye West.
Kanye West did
Wow.
win the. Oh my.
You know
Well, I mean,
what?
this
How many-
is 10 years later,
We're
right?
in
Yeah.
good hands. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he's done well economically. He came out strong with some very aggressive tariff packages
Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
to
good.
other countries that then they wobbled, they weebled, so that now they caved to everything he wanted.
Was it the alliteration? Is that what got
Yes, yeah.
them to white
He's
weevil and wobble?
very good at it.
Yeah.
They start with the same basic thing. Yeah, he's great. He's a great. His vice president is his wife. Isn't that wild?
Oh, wait, so
Wow.
Kim is
So you have a
the
wife?
vice
Is it
Yeah.
still
president
Kim or
and-
did he
It's still
remarry?
Kim. No,
Okay.
it's still Kim.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I just assumed.
Yeah.
So it's still Kim.
Yeah.
So she's the first lady and the vice president.
Yes. First, both. That never been done before,
Holy
right?
smoke. I don't
Yeah.
know. Has it been done? Or is
No,
it the first
no,
time?
no, that
It
was
is the
it.
first time it's
No.
ever been done.
Yeah, that glass ceiling is shattered.
Yeah.
Shattered.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. This sounds like
Yeah.
nepotism to me.
Oh, it
is that a
is.
little
Yeah.
bit?
They keep it real close to the family.
Yeah.
But it's working. I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Did they say it's Westworld then?
It's they don't.
They
but I'm going
don't?
to take that back to 2030 and pitch that to them,
yeah.
and I'm going to
Uh-oh.
make millions.
They're going to love that idea.
Yeah.
Westworld, guys, this isn't going to look good in the end.
Yeah.
So is it-
it doesn't. It doesn't end
So
well.
is keeping up with the Kardashians still a thing? I know that this
No.
is. I mean, 2020. They're saying this is the last season. Did they reboot? Like, did they have a spinoff
No.
or anything?
So the other, who are the youngest ones? I can't think of it.
No idea. Chloe, maybe.
Maybe that could be. I don't know. They tried to reboot No Can Do,
Okay.
and they were going to reboot again later. Security concerns, though, you can't. There's too much. You got to be careful.
Yeah. So what is security like? I mean, in 2020, security is
Yeah.
pretty crazy. We have to wear masks. We half the country's not allowed to leave their house. I think.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, that's security in my like. What's
so
it
after
like?
the
What do you
after
mean
the
by security.
That's not
exactly?
security.
Yeah, I don't know. What I'm
no.
saying.
After the Revolutionary War
Thanks,
of
Ryan.
2021,
Oh. No.
where it was the shortest Revolutionary War of all time.
Okay, yeah. It was
Um,
just with like news and global.
basically, yeah.
information
And then a
technology
couple
leaders.
things popped off in a couple spots, but after that, everything went back to like the original like Constitution side of things. Like so now
Whoa.
we're all just totally free. We all just do what we want.
Wow.
You want to, you can do what you want.
Wait, so if you wanted to like run a business and actually keep it open, you could actually do that?
That's allowed right now.
Wow, that
You
what a
guys-
concept! Seriously, people could make money and
See-
support their.
Right. Yeah.
Families.
So you guys probably, I remember being in this thing, and you guys don't know what that's like right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild stuff. It's outstanding.
Yeah. Well, all right, Jarrett has a question.
Yeah.
He-
Jarrett,
sorry,
I love
when
Jarrett.
When
I
I
love him.
read, when I'm reading, I can't listen, so I don't know what you guys are just talking about. But he said with Harbaugh now 6-42 against Michigan State, Penn State, and Ohio State in 2030. How much did Michigan just extend his contract out to, and why is it the highest among all coaches in college football? Like, Wait, I'm confused who the time traveler is here. I think Jarrett might be pretending he's a time traveler too.
It's not
but
pretending. Jarrett
Is
knows.
Harbaugh still the coach at Michigan University football?
2030, absolutely not. No.
Michigan
No.
University? Or
They give him an
University of
extension.
University of Dude, I'm just
They,
struggling
what
here.
did he say?
Michigan University. Did that
That's
change in the
the-
future?
Yeah,
they
they
have.
did
They
change the
changed the
name.
name. It's Michigan University.
Okay,
The
perfect.
Michigan.
So maybe I'm the
University.
time traveler.
Yeah.
You guys just didn't know.
No, they were trying to get closer to like the game,
The-
the imposter game. Yeah.
So he's not the coach anymore.
No, he's not. He got his extension, but then he only went 2 more years because he still was hot garbage.
Mm.
Really?
Even with JJ.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that's not good news.
Mike is gonna be very disappointed once he watches.
Yeah,
this.
Mike won't believe him. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So
No,
all
not
right.
at
So
all.
other than all of that, I mean, what else is going on in the world that's worth
I guess
worth
you guys
bringing up?
You guys
that
haven't
we should
heard
know
about
about?
the 2025 Lions Super Bowl victory? You guys haven't heard about that?
Stafford's still the quarterback?
No.
Oh, doggone it. Well, I don't want to know about it then. Who's
Oh,
next?
okay.
Next year's draft pick?
Yeah. Sorry, what's the guy? I was trying to
Trevor
hit
Lawrence?
it too. Yes, I'm
Trevor
Trevor
Lawrence.
How do we get Trevor Lawrence back is my question. No, but so they won the
Trade
Super Bowl
Stafford.
2025.
2025. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When it happened,
I'll be a-
they
30 years old by then.
the only downside was so we were rebuilding still, everything's going good 2025, but then we did burn the city of Detroit to the ground
You know what?
Did he
when
really?
it happened. Well, you
That
guys were
seems
there, or you
reasonable.
will be there.
Well,
Was
yeah.
I there? Do
Yeah.
I survive it?
You
I think we started the burning.
the 3 of us do. Yeah, Ryan started numerous fires.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I've
Just waiting
known,
for the
I've known
opportunity.
Ryan. I've known Ryan for a long time, 30 years.
Right.
It'll be 40 years by then, and I know that. Or
Yeah.
35. Yeah.
So 2025. I mean, it's a good year.
2025.
Sam, he's like a whole different person now. In
So, like,
in
he's-
2030, totally different guy.
Like
Really?
ugly,
Yeah, yeah.
really bad at podcasting.
No, like he's just chill. He's not over demanding. He
gotcha.
doesn't yell at us. He doesn't like get upset with me all the time.
Is the State of
like-
My Sports podcast still a thing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is.
It's number 1 on Spotify.
Really?
Is
I don't know. Tell us if that's a thing.
No, Spotify went on there. It got bought out by Elon Musk.
Okay.
And then they relaunched it as Spotify.
He rolled it into SpaceX.
Holy smokes! This sounds awesome.
So now he just thought if there are extraterrestrials, he's gonna roll it out to everybody.
And they would
They're
Yeah.
Lions
He
fans.
sends it all
They're
out.
Michigan
Yeah.
fans.
they would
State
want
of
to
Michigan
know what's
sports
going on.
They
in
want to know
Michigan.
what's going on. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Specifically
very,
Michigan.
very
Yeah.
important. Well, hey, Kyle, thanks for joining us. Really, really
yeah,
appreciate it. Do we want to
absolutely.
try to have Ryan do this now?
I feel like Ryan could do it. Yeah.
All right, let's flip the script here.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was gonna do a sounder, but there's no reason to.
I actually was going to tell you that I had been to the future quite a bit lately.
Well,
And
Yeah.
now it's coming back. Yeah.
So are you from the future, or have you been in?
No,
the
I just
future?
got a snapshot. Like I got to go.
Ooh.
It's a SpaceX thing.
So
you
this
wouldn't
is a
understand.
different type of time traveler.
That's what-
Kyle's
when
actually
we
coming
were-
back from the future.
But when we were texting, that's kind of what I was saying. Like he's
You-
been there, he's come back.
That's how this whole thing happened. You
How
don't-
many
Yeah.
Big Ten titles does Michigan State basketball have?
Michigan State. We're talking
Between
10,
in
20
the next
We're
10
talking
years?
10. Yeah, 10
Between
years.
the next 10 years.
Yeah, nine.
9
championships.
Wow,
Michigan
is Tom
always
Izzo
has-
still alive?
Oh yeah, Izzo looks like he's 44 right now. Yeah.
He destroyed
In
COVID.
2030. Yeah.
Yeah, him and
He still
Trump,
doesn't have a voice.
him and Trump killed COVID single-handedly.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
Easy
together.
peasy.
They
Yeah.
teamed up together.
No voice, but
that
he's
what happened?
he's running a solid program.
Sorry,
Yeah.
quick side note. Did you guys hear him do interviews from quarantine, Tom Izzo?
No, I didn't.
His voice sounded better
Than it ever has.
That
than it
never happened.
ever has. I feel like he got rest. He got
Yeah.
R&R.
He's like, oh, thank you so much, 2020.
All right, so we have another question. Well, first of all, people really like your future, Kyle. But other than that,
Who likes it?
just several
Yeah,
people.
listener
Okay.
Carrie does. Yeah, for sure.
Several people.
What,
She
am I
said-
gonna read these? Are
she
you
said-
hiding something
No,
from
she
me?
said I want to go to there. So
I want you to go to there. I
Yeah.
like that.
Also, we have a question: is Miller High Life virus the next big pandemic, or do we see corona? What is that word? Corona light virus take over. Ryan, I think that question's directed to you.
yeah, it's more of like a big lake virus.
Oh, Big
Like,
Lake.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so if you touch water at all, that's the risk. I don't believe it. I don't buy into that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, that garbage that they try to spew out in 2030 at least.
Propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda in 2030. But that's the big thing. Yeah, they
Big
don't
lake
they don't want the
virus.
water
How are
to evaporate. 'cause
How
then
are
it
the
could
Great
get-
Lakes doing? They are surviving, right?
Oh, Great Lakes are flourishing. Yeah,
Yeah.
the UP.
Yeah.
You should buy property in the UP now because the UP property is gonna be worth
I got-
triple in 2030.
I got
Yeah.
my eye on
High
it.
prices.
Yeah, I
I
saw
got my
one.
eye on a piece I saw today.
Yeah.
Did you?
I saw it on Saturday.
It's a nice
I
piece.
saw it on Ryan's phone.
It's a nice piece.
So, Ryan, I'm curious
I want
to.
a piece of that.
Obviously, we know what you do for a living.
Yeah,
I don't know if we.
Well, you
shared it,
did.
but we
in
so-
2020,
All
right?
right. So, what are you doing now? Where are you at?
Oh yeah, nowhere near what I'm doing now. Yeah,
Wait, what are you doing?
Project Warp Speed is in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
He's a male prostitute.
Right, I sold myself to the system. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So I checked out of that kind of career, and right now, I occasionally I have properties all over the place.
Okay.
Mostly Michigan based because podcasts. I got to stay in
Yeah.
Michigan.
I
That's
wouldn't let
Sam
you
will
go.
be
number one
mad at us.
priority.
That was a restriction on your contract.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but in the falls,
Why did we sign
in
that?
every fall, I do something pretty special now. At least for the last 3 years, from 2028, 2029, and 2030. I'm now the head football coach of U of M. So
Oh, Kyle didn't bring that up.
No, he didn't.
I left that out intentionally so he could bring it up.
right,
Yeah.
it's one of the
This
things
is
that we've been
breaking
texting
news.
about.
Do we have a breaking news thing or no?
No, we don't.
We don't have a breaking news.
That's really 2020. of
All
you.
right, sorry. No, that was the wrong. That was the breaking news that in 2020 sounded or no?
Yeah, that was from 2020
Yeah, you're right. I don't know
on
what's
this
going on.
podcast.
All right, but how many beers have we all drank now that we're in 2030? Are we still drinking Michigan beers?
Only Michigan beers. Yes.
Only Michigan beers.
Well, Michigan, yeah, we took over Ohio and Indiana because they're the two worst states.
Perfect. I love that.
So we conquered them in the Battle of 2024. You didn't know that?
No, I
That was part of the Civil War,
I'm
wasn't it?
learning.
Yeah.
Or it was
Well,
set
it was
apart.
a
Yeah, yeah.
little afterwards. Yeah.
skirmish, a little skirmish.
Right.
It was
exactly.
over in one night.
How do you
basically.
know this, Kyle? You're not from the future
Oh,
anymore.
I thought we were both still from the future.
Oh no.
Yeah, you really are still there.
Oh man, now I feel really left out.
Like
You know-
you're just the guy from 2020.
You know who he was texting earlier? That was me. I just haven't gotten it yet.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
man.
Yeah, I got to get back to.
So
actually seeing
Michigan,
it, because-
Michigan took over Indiana and Ohio.
Yeah.
So what is Ohio State looking like?
They just got rid of them. They're not there anymore.
Doesn't
Oh, I love
Michigan
it.
Michigan had to dominate the Big Ten, which is now the Big Four. So Michigan had to dominate the Big Four. In order to do that, they just started dominating those other states and took them over because we
Gotcha.
couldn't compete athletically.
This is
Also,
just
Texas
football?
took over Mexico
Whoa!
and is now a subsidiary of the Coca-Cola Corporation.
They have
And
their
make
own
cheap
brand.
and make cheap vaccines.
Yes. You drink vaccines now.
Yeah.
And Kanye West is the president of all of that. So he's
All
basically
of
the
it.
president of the United
Yeah.
States and all
Well,
of
not
Mexico.
Texas
But he's
slash
pretty-
Mexico. They're on their own.
Yeah, Texas
on
went
their
out.
own?
Texas went out on their own in 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're their own
gotcha.
country now.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how's football looking like in 2030? Is it still a thing? I know that we're supposed to be told here in 2020 that CTE is the next big issue.
Yeah. So
does football survive the fake CTE, or
it
is
does.
CTE fake?
No, it does. No, CTE was very, very real. There were some really good studies that came out in 2028 that actually showed that wearing a helmet and getting indirect sunlight from that helmet caused CTE. So it's more people have started taking off their helmets and they're just not allowed to hit or tackle anymore.
So they
and-
play flag football?
No, it's tackle, but
They don't lead with their head.
well, they more
anymore?
hope to trip.
It's kind of like a soft rugby.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like they're allowed to use sticks and they toss it in front of other people now. Yeah.
You
Gotcha.
try to trip them.
No, I think 2030 sounds like a pretty cool place.
It's an amazing place.
What is
You
your
should be
favorite
there.
part about 2030? And you guys are both from 2030 now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allegedly. I mean, this is.
Right.
And
Yep.
I'm just going to pretend that I've never been there the rest of the time because this is going a little longer than what we thought.
You know?
But honestly,
It's going
I'm
very
curious.
long.
I'm curious what your guys'
Very, very
favorite
long.
parts of 2030 is like, and because we have a lot of people like struggling here in 2020. You guys know that. You guys got through it.
Yeah. My favorite part?
Yeah.
Flying cars.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Is
Oh,
it
yeah.
Tesla or is it somebody else?
Well, it's Tesla.
Tesla's-
SpaceX. Oh yeah, Elon Musk.
Is,
Yeah.
is it still called Tesla?
He just still does the car things, but he came out with a new company,
Was that Bestla?
Besla,
Oh, gotcha.
and those are the flying ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
they're the best.
They're the best.
How high can those go?
Mile.
1 mile up, but they generally all fly 20 feet off the ground.
Gotcha.
So there's
So-
a lot of traffic deaths,
I bet. So,
right?
so everybody has to
but-
be 20
but-
feet, or can
but-
you go at like different?
No COVID deaths,
That's positive.
right? Yeah,
unless they're
yeah.
unless they're using those to skew the numbers again.
Yeah,
The positives.
Yeah, there's a good chance that these are COVID deaths
right.
because obviously the vaccines are going to be in effect. Everybody's going to have COVID deaths from moving forward, right?
Right. Yes.
It's gonna
We
be
find
in
out.
their
In,
system
we find
when-
out in 2021 that you can get the vaccine, but still transmit the disease somehow,
Yeah.
and it leads to a whole thing. The whole thing falls apart.
Yeah, that's what actually led to me leaving that industry as a whole.
Okay.
Like I just couldn't understand it anymore.
All right, so that's Kyle's favorite part is the flying cars. Ryan, what is your favorite part of 2030 that we all could look forward to?
I think my favorite part was probably the driving cars, just like on land, because when,
Because there's no
when
traffic.
when more cars are flying in the air, then you can just go as fast as you want on the ground.
The weird thing about 2030 is that Ryan is the only guy with a driving car.
He's just
So we're all in
know
traffic
that?
jams
Yeah.
at 100 feet, and Ryan is just cruising.
They should really look into cars that just go on ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should reinvest in that.
Yeah, because when the battery dies, they don't fall to their death. So
Right.
it's actually
Which-
pretty nice.
Yeah. Which I have done numerous times.
You fall into your death.
But
numerous times?
well,
Then
not
how
my
are
death,
you-
but
oh.
yeah, no. But I
You
mean,
did
Ryan
say-
gets to his investment firm in like 10 minutes. It takes me an hour to get anywhere. There's
Well,
too
and
much,
yeah.
too much traffic in the sky.
When I'm going to the big place, it's not the big house anymore. They call it the big place.
Oh.
just big place.
How many seat?
480,000.
Holy
Yeah.
smoke!
Sorry for saying that.
Do they have to wear masks or no?
No.
No? Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that.
But they made it so much bigger so that it's not the stupidest, most uncomfortable stadium in the world where
Yeah.
somebody's knees are in your back every time you're
Right
sitting.
now,
in
you
the
have
Oh,
so
yeah.
much space between you. You can't even see the person
Yeah.
next to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you can fit a lot of people.
But you're still able to see the game?
kind of.
Well, no, they have screens individually for each person.
Everybody gets their own screen or their own set of binoculars.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun.
I'm really
Cool
glad
place.
you guys visited from 2030.
The bad part.
Yeah,
is,
well, yeah. Let's do bad part.
well-
You want to bring it up? I would love
Yeah,
to
let's
do
do
the
some
bad,
bad
the
parts.
bad
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of
well, the
2030.
bird population has really suffered from all
It's
these
gotten
flying
super out of
cars.
hand.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
bird
the
population.
bird population. We're destroying the bird
This
population.
is both of your least favorite. It's just Ryan's, and then you just.
Well, he understands
Yeah,
the
I get
situation.
it.
You
Yeah.
don't get it.
They're
yet.
dying. You don't care that birds are dying, Sam?
Do you have a heart or what?
Wait, I'm very confused. So the bird population has gone down.
Oh yeah.
That's the
yeah,
problem.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a sad thing. Yeah, from
Yeah.
all the flying vehicles and everything.
Oh,
But
'cause they
turns
don't have-
out
they-
those birds have important jobs in this ecosystem.
Right, they fly in the air.
Yeah, they're flying in the air, and we're running them over in the air.
Right.
Oh, that makes sense.
Do you not
So
even
do they
care?
have like bird crossing signs instead of deer crossing signs?
Do you understand how birds fly?
I will pitch that the next time I meet with Congress.
Right, yeah.
Kanye or
Both.
Kanye?
It's both.
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 Kanye actually controls Congress.
Yeah.
We actually live in a dictatorship.
Right. The,
Oh, is that what
the
it-
separation
How
of
many years
powers
has he
does not
been
exist.
president?
2 years now.
He's
so
been
far.
2 years.
Feels like 20.
Feels like a long time. Like I said, economically great. Other than that, it's been a real
been
shit show.
All right, better president,
More rhyming.
Obama or Kanye?
Kanye.
Yeah.
All right, good to know. No, that was just a goofy thing. That probably, I don't know if it was fun or not. I had fun. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, I did.
I actually did. Yeah.
I was hoping to be a part of the 2030 team too, but
What?
I don't know. Don't ask me questions.
The birds, Sam. Think of the birds.
Think of the
Think of
birds.
the
Do it for the birds.
Ryan is the only one driving around on the ground.
Give him the birds, man.
He's also the only one dealing with bird poop on his car.
But less birds.
Better than bird guts.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like the windshield wipers swiping off birds instead of mosquitoes all the time.
You know what's really weird is we have no comments since we started that.
the bird part or what?
Well, no, just like I don't know. At some point
we go too long?
stopped. Yeah, we
Did
did.
we go too long?
It's
I
okay.
think so.
Well,
We generally do.
That would be the first time that we've ever gone too long, right?
Oh,
According to
boy.
2030, or are we still?
It was still half the length of a normal Lions segment.
Oh, that was fun.
Uh-oh.
Oh shoot! We got picks.
You guys should be good at this, being from the future and all.
You want me to
Yeah,
read it?
yeah, you're doing it.
All right. You know that music, everyone. It's
Easy
time to make. It's time to make our De Hops Brewing Company Cafe picks of the week. Before we do that, I want to remind you to stop into De Hops Brewing Company Cafe. They have the best beer in West Michigan. At least we think so. Family-friendly atmosphere is perfect for what you have going on. If you mention State of My Sports, you get a nice discount when you carry out a crowler or on your first pint when you dine in, when you're allowed to dine in. Whatever your beer of choice is, we know that De Hops has something that you would like just as much, if not more. Keep an eye out for some of their great beers at your favorite local beer store, or you can carry out a 6-pack of their double dry hop New England IPA 7 Secrets. Stand Delicious is another one of their beers. It's an incredible juicy IPA that is packed with mosaic hops, creates notes of pineapple and citrus, soft on the palate, and has just enough bitterness to pull you back in for another sip. Or check out their World Beer Championship Silver Medal Award-winning Shadowbox Dark Lager in 6-packs, or on draft at the brewery.
Draft. Not drought. Draft.
I don't know why you said drought. That's a really weird thing
That's
to
how you
say.
spell draft.
The Hops Brewing Company Cafe is the official brewery of State of My Sports in
Nice
2020. So please check them out and let them know that we sent you.
Alrighty. We got some results. Micah went 3-3, 32-36 overall record. He's bringing up the tail end here. I went 5-1 to get within one game of Ryan. I'm 38-30. Ryan 4-2, 39-29. Kyle is still leading the way for now with a 42
Why do you
or
always say that?
41-27
I've been ahead all
overall record.
season.
No, Micah actually started off with the lead.
For a couple weeks.
Like 3.
And I missed a bunch of weeks.
I do want to say the last segment, 2030. How many beers did we drink? I do have an answer. All of them.
All of them. Yes.
All of them, 16 different
All of
times. None of the grades matched up.
Nope.
Seriously?
Do you have
Yeah.
Micah's scores? Or picks?
Picks? I have all of them except for Washington at Oregon.
We can pick for him.
Oh, he said Washington.
Who's he got in the first one?
I'm not telling you. Or I'll read his first. All right, so we will start with some NFL picks. We got Patriots at the Rams. It was supposed to be Thursday. I think it's still Thursday. I'm not positive, to be honest with you. But Rams are a 5.5-point favorite. Micah, since he's not here, I'm going to read his pick. He went with the Patriots. Kyle, you're leading the way, so you're next.
Who's the Patriots quarterback?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
Man, they're either up or down, all right?
I know.
they're tough.
I don't. This is. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Give me the Patriots.
Ryan.
I'm going to go Rams.
Yeah, me too. I don't know why you guys would take the Patriots. Doesn't make any sense.
Because they win games they shouldn't win.
Last week, they did.
Yeah.
Well, they beat the Chargers like 38-0 or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
crazy. 2
But-
weeks in a row, I feel like they've actually played pretty well.
Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna move down to the Colts at the Raiders. The Raiders are a 3-point underdog at home. Mike is taking the Raiders. Kyle, what say you?
I want the Colts.
Colts, he says. All right.
Dang it, I don't
Ryan.
know. This is tough. Raiders. I'm making my move.
Ooh, we got moves.
This
going.
is my
We got
move
moves.
week.
Wait, you're taking Raiders.
It's moving
right?
day.
Yeah,
Moving day.
I'm taking the Colts. I think the Colts are a better team. Wait, I didn't even write down. I wrote them in the wrong spot. Oh my gosh, what am I doing here?
Raiders almost lost to the Jets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is their bounce back week.
Oh, I'm that. That's how I pick things too. Dang it. All right, so me and Ryan are
Anyways.
basically tied at this
Yeah.
point.
So we got Green Bay
Anyways.
at Detroit. The Detroit Lions coming off of a massive 1-game winning streak. Mike is taking the Packers. Surprise, surprise.
Massive.
Massive.
Kyle, what about you, buddy?
Green Bay.
All right. Ryan.
This is hard because they should
what she
have
said.
lost that game against the Bears, and the Bears are so good. I mean, they have great quarterback play.
It's hard.
Yeah,
keep
that's
hearing
true.
over
All
the
right,
music.
I'll do Packers.
Packers?
Yeah.
This is where I make up a game on you guys.
I'm not
Go
saying
Pack.
yes
Oh no.
because we picked the same. I'm saying yes because I almost
you knew that
like,
was going to be the only one I was going to take the Lions.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care who I beat as long as I beat him.
As long as it be Sam.
Alrighty, we will jump. Hold on.
We'll do it live. Bill O'Reilly? Sucks.
Alright, we got some college football. We'll start with UNC at the Miami. Is this music too loud, do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. Get your life together.
Kyle was trying to tell you that earlier.
I know.
Was it? Was that what you were trying to
Yes.
whisper
Your
to me?
music is too loud.
Sorry.
I have
He
no idea.
whispered in the microphone.
It's too loud.
Alright, UNC at Miami of Florida, 3.5-point favorite. Micah is taking Miami. Kyle, what are you taking?
I want Sam to pick first here because
well, you
this
shouldn't
is-
be in the lead then.
Well, this is an obvious game where you chose it for some crazy reason that you know something we don't.
No, honestly, I have no idea about this game. It was like one of the only games that have 2 ranked opponents. That was honestly it.
Who
That
you
was the
got?
only reason why I picked it. I was waiting for you to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Miami as well.
They're
Can I
plus
go?
3 or minus 3?
-3.
Can I
sorry,
go?
it's on there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm going UNC.
we're
here.
going
North
out
Carolina.
of order, so
North Carolina. They
there's
score points like crazy.
whatever you guys want.
We got to use some of those up, right?
We
Kyle?
do. Miami is minus or plus 3?
They're minus 3.5.
I want North Carolina.
Oh, I love it. That was easy money for me.
Wait, who'd you take, Ryan?
North Carolina.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we both won.
All right, we will jump down to Wisconsin. We got some Big Ten play. Wisconsin at Iowa. Iowa's a 1.5 point favorite. Mike is taking Iowa. Kyle, you're going next, buddy.
I will take Wisconsin.
All right.
What was that?
Cash
I
money.
love it. Please do that more often.
Ryan.
I'm gonna go Wisconsin too. I know they looked
Wow.
bad last week, but I think they're better than what they looked.
Oh,
I
sorry.
do too. Yep.
And Indiana's defense was underrated.
Yes.
Underrated.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm taking Iowa. I think this is the week that you guys really struggle.
That's because you dumb.
You're mean. We got Washington. I know, it didn't make sense. It was just fun.
I love it. I
Washington.
love it.
At Oregon. Oregon minus 6.
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Everybody says Oregon at 2030. So
Why are
we
you
should
saying
go.
Oregon?
gotcha. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Oregon?
Oregon. Oregon.
Origami.
That's Japanese.
Oh. All right. Oregon.
It's America.
Oregon.
Yeah, this is America.
Oregon is not. No, you guys are wrong. It's Oregon.
No.
No, it's not.
How long do you want to make this?
Yeah.
Whatever. All right.
Who's Micah got?
Micah has Washington. Kyle, what about you?
Oregon. I think it's a blowout.
Yeah, Oregon here.
All right. I
Taking
was,
Washington.
See,
I was
he
going-
changes his picks just based on what we do.
I know he does.
I was gonna take
It's
Washington.
literally never worked out for
Yes.
him.
No.
I was gonna take Washington because I do think they're the better team, but I'm not going to now because I'm opposite of you guys too much. This is not. I don't like that.
Yeah. He's getting gun shy on
I'm
it.
getting really nervous. But anyways, our last game of the week, since Michigan and Ohio State game got canceled, the last one will be Michigan State at Penn State. Penn State is a 15-point favorite. Mike is taking Penn State. Kyle, who are you taking?
Can you believe Jim Harbaugh canceled that game just to not have to play Ohio State?
I mean, I would have done the same thing. I actually
If I was
did
him,
the
I would-
first
I
year.
would have done it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have high hopes, but I want the points. So I'll take Michigan State.
Ryan.
I thought taking Michigan State was going to give me the difference maker here, but Michigan State.
A lot of points.
I'm taking MSU as well. I think that they're prepared. Like they're better
Here's
in the
a-
ways that they need to be.
They play up, they play down. They play up, they
Yeah.
play down. Like that's how they roll.
I think they're going to be ready to go. I really do.
Can I change it? I want Penn State.
Nope, sorry. The
Nope,
table
he
has
do-
been
nope.
turned.
He doesn't let me do that. By the way, you know he picks these games because he knows something about them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%.
He researches, and he knows we don't research.
We're picking UNC, Miami, and
Dude,
Wisconsin.
So
or
why do we beat
Washington,
him?
Oregon?
So why do we beat him year after year?
I
know
don't
it's
look-
somehow
how
we
does that
still beat
happen?
him. Yep, that's my thing. I don't care who beats him as long as one of us beats him. He's just cherry picking. Last week he's like, "Oh, you guys didn't know that this quarterback was out."
Yeah, I'm
you
not
guys
going
got
to tell
that
you.
game. You guys
You
got that
specific-
game right. That was the only game.
I
got
know. we
I
did.
saw that.
I was so mad. I was so mad about that.
Indiana, they're a good team, man.
They are.
All right, it is time to grade our Michigan beers for episode 84. But before we do, I want to remind everyone once again of our partner, Siciliano's Market. They are simply the best beer store in West Michigan, located on Lake Michigan Drive, right between Grand Valley State University's main campus in downtown Grand Rapids. Wherever you live in West Michigan, it is worth the short drive for what they have to offer. Whether you know what you want or need some help from their expert staff, Siciliano's Market is the best place for that. They not only have a massive and up-to-date inventory of the best craft beer from across our great nation, they're individually priced. You can mix and match to build your own six-pack. They obviously have a
This is good.
good up-to-date craft beer selection from West Michigan as well. They have specialty wines, spirits, ciders, coffee, tea, tobacco, and cigars.
What?
They also they have the largest selection of homebrew and winemaking supplies in West Michigan. We love that
The Dunkel.
Siciliano's Market is part of the State of My Sports family. and it's who we visit to help us choose our Michigan beers for each and every episode. So please check them out and let them know that we sent you.
I was just in there this last weekend. Really nice people.
Very good people.
Yeah.
Very, very good people.
I feel like you've said that so many times.
Have I really? Because I don't make it over there that often.
No, they really
I've never
are
been
the
in it
best. They
before.
really are the best. You go
Yeah.
in there, they tell you everything that they like. They love talking about it.
Yes, like they're engaging. Like when they said like, somebody said to me like, well, "What stuff do you like?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "All right, well these are things. All right, try this, try this, try this," and it was all really good.
They ask me like what food I like to eat. They're like, "What kind of foods do you like to eat?" They're like, "All right, this is the drink you need."
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
All right, so Ryan, will you
Seems
start us
so
off
mad.
with your beer grade?
What?
Well, I was doing sound effects, and you guys don't even have your headphones on, so you don't know.
Oh, were we talking through the sound effects?
Yeah.
Legit?
Yeah.
That's
all right,
though.
though.
Guys.
What
It's
was
all
the
right.
sound?
I do need some of that beer, though. Is there any
Yeah.
more in that one?
Yeah, I got it right here. It's not so bad. It's actually pretty good.
Well, that's not the one you're grading at. Grade your other one first.
Yeah, I will go with Red Rye IPA from Founders, Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is their rye beer. You know what? I think for
Red Rye B.
Red Rye, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for a rye beer, I think it's actually really good. The problem is I went to another beer right after I finished this, and it was an improvement. It was better.
the one I had.
Well, no, because I double tried beer, and yours was like a double improvement. It was really, really good. But I don't think this is really my favorite type of beer.
Yeah.
But for being a rye, it is good. I'm gonna give it a. I feel like it's gonna sound bad, but I'm meaning it in a good way. I think so. I'm gonna give it a 7-1.
All right. Kyle,
Yes.
you're next, buddy.
Which are we doing? Just the one?
Just do your hazy for now.
You're hazy. Okay. This is a good haze. Perrin, call me hazy. Citrus IPA. This is a 7.1.
That's it.
Is it really?
Just that
Yeah.
quick to a 7-1.
That's a great beer.
You guys have
Yeah.
the same score.
Wait, what? Do we really?
Yeah.
Wait, did you give it a grade?
Yeah, 7.1.
Oh, yours is way better than a 7-1. You should give it a higher grade.
7.2.
Fair enough.
Per-
7.25.
Right,
I'm
your,
harsh.
Your headphones are rubbing up against your.
Is it
your
distracting
beard,
you?
and it's making noise.
Ryan can grow a sick beard.
Sick meaning like one
What?
side not as good as the other.
Your headphones
No,
are just
like-
like
oh.
like, that's all I can hear right now. Is just
Is it bad?
That's 3 days for Ryan. It would take me 6 months to get to that.
I think Sam's got a solid beard.
Oh.
Could.
I don't know about that.
No? Okay.
Oh,
I don't
he's
wanna go there.
really upset that you said that.
Sorry for bringing up. Sorry for
it's
bringing up.
decent.
Facebook.
Sorry for being nice.
No, but
Yeah,
like
for
honestly,
tempting.
like the short is fine, but as soon as I start growing, it doesn't just fill in very
Yeah,
well.
you're
We
right.
should
I don't
try.
even agree with what I said earlier.
Yeah, you were
I'll give
I
you
agree with
$20
you,
not to shave for a
idiot.
month.
all right.
Deal?
Really? Oh yeah, easy money.
1
month?
month, $20.
I can't do it the month of Christmas.
Why?
I don't know. I'm sure there's pictures that.
It's the only month you need to do it.
Nope, this is the month.
All right, not worth it then.
Okay, hurtful, whatever.
Keep your money, Kyle.
Sorry. Sorry for the distracting noise earlier.
No, it's
but-
okay. I just had to tell you. Sorry, I did it.
I
on
did
air.
hear it
I just
too.
tried. You did you?
He's got that stubble.
Yeah, he does.
It's a good
You
looking
tried
stubble.
telling me that?
No, but I heard it when.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I am drinking Middle Coast Haitian Revelry. Revelry.
Revelry. You're good.
Revelry. That is from, like I said, Middle Coast Brewing Company. It is handcrafted in Traverse City, Michigan. 7.2% alcohol. They say, all right. Did I say the word right the first time, and you guys are just giving me crap? Dunkel. Is that? How would you say that word?
I would say Dunkel.
Yeah, Dunkel.
So you guys are just being mean.
I think Kyle did a Dunkel earlier.
Yeah, I did for sure.
Dunkel style
It felt
beer
great.
with toasted pecans.
It's the right thing to do.
Pecans.
Pecans.
No, pecans.
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 Yeah.
Pecans.
People love it.
Look, this is a pretty solid beer. Not really my
Jam.
jam, but I could drink it. I'm gonna go with a 7.4.
Nice.
So we have 4 sevens, or three
Yeah, good.
3 scores in the sevens.
Easy for you
Kyle,
to say.
can you introduce the brown bag special that we're drinking here?
Yeah. Brown Bag Special. This is from Watermark Brewing Company. Did you say where's from?
Stevensville.
Yeah, Stevensville.
Do you know where that is?
Mm.
It's over by Lansing, right?
I'll look it up.
I think we looked it up before.
7.3%. Very interesting. There's a lot of flavor notes going on in this beer. Do you think so or
yeah.
not?
No, I agree for sure.
This is not your typical beer, like where you get one or two flavors and
Does
that's
it
it.
have the flavors on it? Like what else is in it?
I'm trying to find.
'Cause I taste orange. Do you taste orange? or no?
Really?
Yeah.
I get floral. I'm probably way off too.
Me too.
It doesn't. I mean, I think this is kind of it's just a aluminum can with a sticker on it, which I love.
I love that look.
I do too.
It's the best look.
And they're a smaller brewery. The Lions fan with a bag on his head is holding a turkey leg.
it just
and
works.
Hilarious.
It does. It's
It is
so
hilarious.
good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Stevensville, by the way, is just south of Benton Harbor.
Brighton Harbor.
So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
nowhere near Lansing.
I just
No, yeah, it's on the coast.
whenever I just always say it's near Lansing. it's not that big.
Kinda is.
It's not that big of a state. Like it's in the middle. Yeah.
You got like a 75% chance
Yeah.
that it is near Lansing.
Um.
And even if it's not, you could convince other people that it is. Right?
What did? Yeah. Would you grade this?
I haven't graded it yet. I don't know. Where do you guys lean towards here? It's definitely better. I mean, it fits what I like more than the Middle Coast Haitian Revelry. So I think I should give it a better grade. But
With
like when
6.8.
if I'm comparing it to like other IPAs,
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's like great.
It's pretty
It-
average.
I feel like it's a 7 in there somewhere. I would
Yeah.
probably go with like a 7-8.
I get weird vibes. 7.8. I'm going 6.7.
Wow.
I'm going 7 flat.
I like it. I don't know. I get a weird note to this.
You know, it could be better. I'm not gonna lie. And maybe they're trying to do something that we're not aware of based on their can, and that might be half of it.
They're better
we-
than us.
If we
at
looked
this.
into it and like see what they're
Yeah.
trying to do, we might be able to pick up.
It almost seems a little basic, like juicy,
Mhm.
but not balanced with the rest of the beer. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Not terrible.
There's something
though.
else going on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It really wasn't too bad, but anyways, that was episode 84. So thank you guys for recording tonight. Really appreciate you guys joining us.
See you in a month.
We'll talk to you guys. Thank you guys for listening as
He's so
well.
mad.
We'll talk to you next week, if not sooner.
No, it's gonna be a month. It's not gonna be sooner. Peace.
Peace.
People like to tell me I'm gonna burn out soon, no, maybe worse. Running on coffee, 90 proof. Oh, but I ain't worried about the chorus, even the second verse. Long as I'm breathing, I got nothing to lose. I'm living 6 feet down, doing 27 over, and I don't quite give a damn. I was born with lead foot and rust up in hands.
Thank you again to all our great sponsors, the House Brewing Company and Cafe, Siciliano's Market, Mac Web Design. Also, thank you to Paradise Outlaw for allowing us to use their music for our introduction, Detroit Hustle, and for our out 6 feet down.